Another key aspect of context is background context. Background context consists of some kind of culture knowledge, and this could be based on the mutual knowledge of a group, of a community or individuals, and the knowledge we share with each other actually serves as a background to the most of communication we perform in our daily life. So, based on this background knowledge, we construct meanings which are understood by a group of people who share those values or background knowledge in one way, and that might be shared by the people who do not share that background in another way. So, this cultural background thing help us to understand the meanings of a certain text. Overall, background knowledge may be roughly divided into two major categories. One comprising the knowledge about the general norms of a culture we live in with our communities, and this could also be seen as interpersonal knowledge of the interlocutors in the communication, because we have certain shared sociocultural values in which we construct the meaning, and we also have the interpersonal knowledge about each other, which help us understand the meaning. You might have confronted this situation in your life, that two friends are talking with each other, and you are standing by. Uh, they are talking in the language you understand, but you still do not understand the meaning, what they are actually conveying in a coded language. Why? Because you do not share that particular context, background knowledge in which they are talking about a certain thing. Friends or close relationships usually have more interpersonal knowledge with each other as compared to the strangers. And this interpersonal knowledge also serves as a background. Culture knowledge can also be seen as a general knowledge. This general knowledge is based on our awareness about various aspects of social life, cultural life, and academic life. For example, our knowledge about the ethics, morals, and values of a society, our knowledge about good and bad in a society, various social and academic manners, etc. There could be many aspects of this general knowledge. For example, the word help is very common in all communities, and if somebody speaks this word help, we are more likely to understand it without any problem. The communities which share these cultural values and communication patterns are usually known as discourse communities, and we can define them as communities which share common public goals and have special mechanisms for communication, and they also have a special lexis or vocabulary to achieve their communication goals. When such sharedness does exist between the people living in a community, we call them a discourse community. For example, if I say, let's go to the mosque, the other person automatically understands that I'm saying this to go and offer the prayer. That if I invite somebody to let's go for mosque, that means let's go for the prayer. And in a typical Muslim society, in a community, it is quite likely to be understood the way I have just interpreted it. But cultural differences do influence the meanings also. If the same statement, let's go to the mosque, is said to a person who do not have a Muslim background, who is not a Muslim, or doesn't belong to the community which is predominantly Muslim, he would probably interpret or may interpret in a different way, and he would ask why to go to mosque. He would not understand the real intention or the meaning of the speaker. Interpersonal knowledge involves the knowledge about previous interactions between the interlocutors involved in a communication, and various joint activities and experiences which shed light on their communication. It includes privileged personal knowledge about the interlocutors. For example, I ask my friend, do you have a watch? If I ask my friend, do you have a watch? Uh, that actually or would probably mean that tell me what time it is. I mean, based on the knowledge we have, interpersonal knowledge, we can say such indirect statements, and we could convey different meanings than what is being said. It can also be interpreted in certain situations or based on the knowledge of situational context. For example, if we are working together for a longer period of time, and I ask suddenly that do you have a watch? That means that I am actually intending to ask what time is it, or it is too late to work. Consider another example in front of you. There is a character Ali who asks Wasim, did you finish the assignment? Wasim says, not yet, I am working on it. Wasim didn't ask which assignment Ali is talking about, but based on their previous experience or previous communication, Wasim was already aware of which assignment Ali was talking about. So this kind of interpersonal knowledge also help us to construct meanings and understand meanings uh, in various social situations.